Breaking news, Washington Commanders Nation. Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin will be active for Monday Night Football. Make sure y'all all click that like button if you have not done so. Um, this is very encouraging that these guys are back. Um, Terry McLaurin have been out for a while, and the media, they don't want to see him on Monday night. Nobody wants to see him on Monday night. Everybody, every fan hates Terry McLaurin, apparently. I feel like I'm the only one who likes him anymore. And um, he's going to play on Monday night. So we'll see what he does. He's got a lot to chase. Like he's chasing that 1,000 yards. So just good to have him back, right? Uh let's go. I'm glad bounce back game for Terry. Hopefully, man. Yeah, I'm glad he's in. This really makes it tough for me because I felt like if Jaden Daniels played, man, I would really get my hopes up for this game, but he's just not going to play, right? But man, if Jaden Daniels could have played in this game, that would have been awesome. But Deebo Samuel will be active as well. You can see right here on your screen, Daniels was already ruled out. Colson Yankoff was the only other guy that was ruled out. Deron Payne with a toe injury, he's probably going to be out. Like if we're being honest here, Deron Payne's probably going to be out. He's missed all 3 days of practice, so I would just have to imagine Deron Payne will be out for this game. I don't think he's going to be able to go. He was dealing with a toe injury last year too, so you're just probably not going to have Deron Payne. It's all right. I mean, you would love to have Deron, but he's just not going to be able to go. And honestly, this defense is so bad already that it's not going to make much of a difference. But if y'all are just joining, make sure you click that like button. We have 8 people in here, so let's try and get to 10 likes in the first 2 minutes of the stream. So get me to 10 likes, y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We're just covering the breaking news that Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel will play on Monday night. Dan Quinn just confirmed it. And then again, Jaden Daniels is already out, and Deron Payne with a toe injury probably going to be out for Monday night. He had a toe injury last year, as I said. He's probably going to be out for Monday night as well. We're probably not going to have Deron Payne. So it is what it is. Again, do I have hope for this game? Do I have confidence for this game? Probably not, right? I don't feel like there's much of a chance. But if 5 was on the field, I would feel like there's a chance. But we're just not going to have 5, and he's just not ready to go. So that's just the way it is. You're not going to have these guys sometimes. So, but the captains for this week, there are some captains for this week, as always. We do have 8 people in here, by the way, so smash that like button if you have not done so. Let's get to 10 likes right away on this stream. So your captains for this week, let me see if I can get these up because we do have captains for this week. So Luke McCaffrey is your offensive captain for this week. You will see Luke McCaffrey out there as your offensive captain. Javon Kinlaw is your defensive captain for this week. Good to have Javon Kinlaw. He's going to have to step up. If Payne's going to be out, he's going to have to really step up. And then Jacob Martin is your special teams captain as well. So those are your captains for this week as well. Dan Quinn confirmed. Our D-line was looking great. Now we're depleted. No Wise Jr., no Armstrong, and no Payne. Again, it hasn't been confirmed yet. Maybe Payne ends up going, but it's looking likely that he's not going to go. But yeah, maybe Payne ultimately goes. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but yeah, I mean, if we don't have those guys, it's really, it's just, you're not in good territory when you don't have those guys out there. It's just, again, injuries have depleted everything this year for us in this team. So it really does suck, but our defense is going to get murdered. That's what I think. Like, even if Daniels, even if Deebo, even if Terry were all going, which Deebo and Terry are, the defense would probably get murdered anyway, right? And we wouldn't have a chance. The offense wouldn't have a chance to get anything back. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Jacob Martin played really good last week on defense. Sure, right? He did. He's been playing really good recently. We have over 10 people in here right now, and the goal for this stream in the first 5 minutes, we're trying to get 10 likes in the stream. So smash that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to not be subscribed. Make sure y'all all do that. And drop your thoughts in the comment section about this. Again, Jacob Martin's been really good. He's gonna have to step up, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Like, he was getting pressure last week, and it just didn't matter, right? Even when guys get pressure, just the secondary lets them all up. Like, even when guys get pressure, it doesn't matter. The secondary just gives everything up because the secondary is so depleted, so bad, and our cornerbacks just really suck. So even if we do get pressure, even if, there is guys getting to Patrick Mahomes. It's just not going to make much of a difference, in my opinion. I just don't think it's going to make much of a difference in this game. So it really sucks. It really sucks. So smash that like button, though. Let's get to 15 likes in the stream. We have 14 people in here, so we should be close to 15 likes, y'all. Smash that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the channel. Again, if you're sitting in here and you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Send a super chat. Goal is 1 super chat. That's all we're trying to get. So, and then drop your thoughts in the comment section about all this news that came out. Again, your captains this week are Luke McCaffrey, Javon Kinlaw, and Jacob Martin. But I just, again, this really makes me want to get Daniels in there for Monday. Like, originally I was like, okay, just rest Daniels. We don't need Daniels for this game because we're already going to lose anyway. But it's like when you have Deebo and Terry back, oh man, it really makes me want those guys. So it really makes me want Daniels. But anyways, you can't get pressure or sacks, then you can't expect the DBs to stay in their man the whole time. Yeah, that's true, right? That's a clear fact right there. So I feel like sometimes if you get pressure though, it all kind of works itself out. So I don't know. Well, we'll see. Ultimately, what happens. Last week Dak had so much time in the pocket. You can't expect the secondary to stay on that long. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I have faith in Marcus Mariota at 8. He's the best backup. Yeah, he's the best backup. Again, I don't have much confidence in the defense. That's the problem with me, right? That's my problem. It's just there's just not much confidence in the defense right now. Obviously. So they said they're going to make changes on the defense, though. They told us they're going to make changes on this defense. So I'll be interested to see. But make sure y'all smash that like button if you have not done so yet. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. What are you guys feeling with Deebo and Terry? Again, it's a long shot. It is a long shot Monday night. You really feel like you don't have any confidence going into that game. But and most of us have already looked past that game. I feel like most of us are already looking past the game. Most of us are already like, okay, we're probably going to lose Monday. Let's look ahead to the Seahawks. But just, man, what a galvanizing win this would be. This would be a galvanizing win. Good afternoon, Carter. How you feeling? First of all, good afternoon, Astro. I'm feeling all right. I think my fan mind is starting to kick in. Like, I feel like I'm excited for this Monday Night Football matchup, but why would I be excited for this matchup? It's because I'm a fan. I'm excited for this matchup. How you feeling, though? Good to have Terry Deebo back, though. I'm feeling good about that. What happened to eye discipline? Don't look up until wide receivers look up. Yeah, and that's coaching as well. That's coaching that has to be reinforced in the building. I feel like all of it has been lacking right now. So, right, and I don't know what we can do to improve this D. It's already 7 weeks of the season. You already know what these guys are capable of. Yeah, we know that what Luvu and B-Wags are, they going to suddenly change. Luvu has not been, like, I thought Luvu would start to turn up this year, but he just really hasn't. Luvu just has not turned up at all. He just hasn't done anything. I think they're going to start to throw him off the edge, and they're going to make him rush off the edge. I think that's what they're going to try to do with Luvu ultimately. B-Wags, yeah, Wagner's just slow. At this point, Wagner is slow, and he's incompetent, and he can't cover anything. And he's a great tackler, but he just can't cover. So that's his problem, and he's too slow. So make sure y'all smash that like button. Though we have 13 people in here, so we should have at least 13 likes in the stream. Y'all smash that like button if you have not done so. If you're just joining, and then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And then goal is 1 super chat for today. That's the goal we're trying to reach for today. Luva spent the whole offseason at D-line. Every time he's on the D-line, he's getting spanked. Instead of practicing on the line, he should have been practicing linebacker. Yeah, you're right about that. He did spend the offseason on the line. I just feel like I haven't seen him much, though, like rush off the edge this year. I feel like I have not seen it much. So I actually do. I want to see, what that ultimately, how much pressure you get, because they did it last week against Dallas, and they put Jordan McGee out there at linebacker, and then they rushed Louisville off the edge, and I felt like it worked a little bit better. They were actually getting pressure. So I do kind of want to see more of that. Also, they said Jordan McGee will get lots of reps this game. Yeah, that they said Madrano and McGee, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get speed. They're trying to get speed out there, you know? Like this back end of the defense just has not had speed. That they're trying to get speed out there. So that's what you have to do. Kay Madrano is one of the fastest. He was the fastest linebacker in the draft. Kay Madrano was the fastest linebacker in the draft. If you have the fastest linebacker of the draft on your football team, you're going to have to use him because he's been inactive a lot. And then, yeah, Jordan McGee, again, speedy guy. And again, he was really good last week against Dallas. He was really good against Dallas last week. So we need speed. Yeah, we need speed. This defense, a lot of it's old and slow. So when you have younger guys with that are fast to throw out there, like, you know, use them, right? Use them to your advantage. So we're going to see a lot of those guys out there. We are going to see a lot of those guys out there. All right. So you're going to see Kay Madrano. You're going to see Jordan McGee, as Dan Quinn confirmed today. You're going to see a lot of those guys out there. So one thing I will say, though, is we cannot go into this game and be trailing after the first. I feel like every game we're losing in the first half. Sure, that's what I said. In the game preview yesterday, I told you guys we cannot get off to a slow start. So that's, yeah, can't get off to a slow start. Got to find a way to manufacture points early because, listen, the Chiefs, if you're down 17-0 early to the Chiefs, you're just not coming back. There's just no hope. You're not coming back. There's no shot you have, right? There's nothing you can do then because they're the Chiefs, right? They're not going to let you come back. They're a good football team. So what I want this team to do is go out there and get a 10-0 lead on the Chiefs. Start fast on the Chiefs. That's what I want them to do. So Falcons, Bears, Cowboys, Packers, Chargers, we were all trailing. Yeah, I mean, what? The Falcons was 10-0, Bears 13-0, Cowboys, I believe that was 7-0, Packers 10-0, Chargers, or no, Packers was 14-0, Chargers was 10-0. You just can't have it. Especially, again, this is the worst game to have that, is the Chiefs. You can't have that. I'm going to the game in Kansas City. Man, you go to every game. Oh my gosh. I'm really going to be sad if we get blown out. I hate to tell you, man, but I think we're going to get blown out. But I hope not. I hope it's a close game. Listen, my score prediction is 27-17 Chiefs. So that would tell you we're not going to get blown out. But as I get close to this game, I feel like it's kind of going to be a blowout. But I don't know. I have confidence in Mariota, not in our defense. Yeah, I do. I have confidence in Mariota, right? He's one of the best backups in the league. You just don't get much better than him. So yeah, I have confidence in Mariota, but yeah, our defense is not. I don't have any confidence in our defense whatsoever. So yeah, I agree with our defense. Yeah, defense sucks. Defense sucks, obviously. But what are you gonna do? I mean, there's not much you can do. This year. So it's just good to have Terry and Deebo back. That's the whole reason we joined today, is because we have Terry and Deebo back. If you have not hit the like button, make sure you do that. If you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that as well. I just hope Deron Payne goes as well. We cannot be missing Deron Payne in this game. I think the Chiefs are putting at least 30 on us, especially if the Cowboys almost dropped 50 on us. The Chiefs are certainly hitting their stride. They're certainly hitting their stride. They certainly have been good. But I feel some type of way about this game. Like, I can't describe it. I feel like this game is not going to go like how it normally does. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like it's going to be closer than people think. Like, I actually think the Commanders are going to get out on an early lead versus the Chiefs. Like, that's kind of what I feel like. So, I don't know. We'll see. Win or lose, I love this team. I remember sitting on the couch with my grandfather watching the Redskins, who recently passed away last October. I will always love this team. That's awesome, man. Not the passing, obviously, but that's awesome that, you're just so loyal, right? All of us in this space are just very loyal to the team, and that's what I love about people. But sorry, I'm sorry to hear that, man. At least you kept your fandom, and that takes a lot of strength to do that. So, hopefully this team can win for you. I think we're in a good position. Let's not forget 2 years ago we had 3 wins. Exactly. That's been my point it's been my point for a while now, is, listen, we are so far ahead of schedule that it's just, people forget We were so good last year. We were so ahead of schedule last year that people just forgot what the situation is. We're in year 2 of a rebuild. We're in year 2 of our head coach, GM. We're fine. We're fine. It's probably not going to be this year as well. Mahomes low-key a coach on the field. Our chances are low. Yeah, he's a field general, right? He knows everything. And he knows what we're gonna try to throw at him, right? He knows that. So yeah, you're right. You know, we don't have much of a chance with a guy like Mahomes out there. Um, but we're gonna go out there and they're gonna go out there and give it their best. I will say that. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Though we have 14 people in here. We're trying to get to 14 likes. So I need everyone in here to smash that like button. Exactly. People forgot that we always have been a trash team. Yeah, man. I always said this when Jaden did the Hail Mary against the Bears. That was the day he passed. That win was for my grandfather. Wow. That is a I mean, that's not a coincidence, man. That's not a coincidence. I'll tell you that. Let's give it some time to turn things around. Yeah, I think you have to be 6-6 at the time. Let's see. 6-6 before the bye week. That's what I would say. You have to be 6-6 at some point in this season. That's what I'll say. You know, you have to be 6-6 at some point this season. And then you have teams like the Dolphins. Then you have teams like the Broncos, Vikings. Like there's winnable games. The Giants are left. The Cowboys. There are so many winnable games. But if you are in here and you're not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead and click that like button. All you have to do is click that thumbs up button to support this channel. Make sure y'all all do that and send a super chat to support. Click the target button with the 0 out of 1 on it to send a super chat. That's how you're going to directly support this channel. Keep it going, man. Happy to have y'all on this Saturday afternoon. How are y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling on this Saturday afternoon? We know that Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin are going to play on Monday night. So great to have those guys back. They will play on Monday night. So Deron Payne, his status is up in the air. He's questionable. So we don't know if he's going to play. However, we hope that he can go. But we don't know. We do not know. Support the Wizards, bro. I do. So my actual NBA team is the Thunder. So I started liking the Thunder when I was 5 years old. I've liked the Thunder for the longest time. So I do watch the Wizards, but I'm a Thunder fan. So make sure y'all smash that like button. We're trying to get to 20 likes in the stream, and we have 20 people in here, so we can actually reach that goal now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and make sure you send your thoughts in the comment section. We are just reviewing the news. Deron Payne, toe injury. He's probably going to be out for Monday night. That's a big, big loss. Jaden Daniels already ruled out. Colson Yankoff was just ruled out. Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel were just ruled in. So happy to have those guys back. Again, huge news for the Washington Commanders before Monday Night Football. How big of a difference are Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel going to make? I don't know, because those guys are they are great players and they have the ability to turn a game around, but it feels like if you don't have Jaden Daniels, you just really don't have a shot. That's what it feels like. So, while it's great to have those guys back and they're going to get their conditioning, they're going to get everything that they need for Seattle for the must win game on week 9. I just don't know. I just don't know how this game's going to go. But we'll see. We will see. We got to have full strength for the Seahawks. So it's good that we're getting, like, if Deebo and Terry get hurt on Monday night, I will be so upset because we just cannot have that happen. So definitely have to have those guys stay healthy Monday night. And honestly, if we go out there and we put up a close fight, I'll be happy, man. I will be happy. But go ahead and click that like button, y'all. We have some new viewers in here, so smash that like button. Understand we desperately and wounded Kansas City on upset alert. Nah, man, I don't think we're beating Kansas City. I don't think so. Would love that to happen, but I just don't. I don't see it. I wish they were on upset alert. I wish we could say that, but I just really don't see that happening. I just can't see it happening. That would be a galvanizing win. This would be the type of win where it's like, the season is absolutely turned around and you're 4-4, you're back to 500. So we'll be doing the watch party on Monday night. We'll be doing the watch party, rooting on this team, but I just don't see it happening. So hopefully we get him back though. Um, the line for this game might have shifted though. We'll have to check. Let's see the line for this game because now that we just got the news that Terry and Deebo are in, let's see the line for this one here. So, it's still 11.5. So either they haven't shifted it yet or it's not going to move, right? One of those two. So we'll see. But yeah, they maybe they just haven't adjusted it yet. I would imagine the line would actually be up a little bit more. If y'all are in here and you're not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you go ahead and click the like button on this stream for me. And then we will continue talking about this game, man. Again, I have 27-17 Commanders losing to the Chiefs, obviously. But we have Seattle immediately on Sunday Night Football right after on a short week. And we have to win that game. We have to win that game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, man. So, you're telling me there's a chance? Are you telling me there's a chance? Oh, man. I hope we get this W, man. We need to win this game. Just feels like if we win this game, we just that would be huge. But this defense is probably going to let us down again. Let's not fool ourselves. This defense is probably going to let us down again. Probably going to give us false hope again. But boy, would I love to get a W and be able to go out there and beat a team like the Chiefs. To do that, though, you would have to have Terry and Deebo go off. And honestly, I just don't see them going off in this game. I don't. If they were to go off, would love it, though. Oh boy, I've seen this. I was waiting for the first comment on this. What are your thoughts on going and getting wide receiver BTJ from the Jags? First off, the girl that reported it is fake, right? She's missed on a lot of different things. So I just don't think it's really that true. I don't really think they're trading for her or they're listening to trade calls. I don't think that's true. Secondly, I don't what draft capital do we have to trade for him? What draft capital do we have, man? We just really don't have any draft capital. That's the problem. However, if they were with their 1% chance, if they were to go out there and go out and trade for BTJ, then yes, I would be very, very excited and very happy because we could use him. We could for sure use a guy like that. But again, I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening, man. Lattimore, offensive line, and pick or two. See, again, that's just throwing a trade out there that's not going to happen. First off, nobody wants Marshawn Lattimore. If we were to do anything with Marshawn Lattimore, it's going to be either to release him or, just to release him. Nobody's going to trade for Marshawn Lattimore. They're not going to do it. So throw that away. Nobody's trading for Brandon Coleman either. Like, maybe somebody will, but they're not. He's not a starter in this league. Everybody knows that. So what you mean by offensive line? I'm assuming you're meaning Brandon Coleman. Nobody's trading for him. A pick or two. Again, what draft capital do you have? You need to save that draft capital. That's what it feels like. So make sure y'all smash that like button. We have a bunch of new viewers in here. So let's get to 20 likes in the stream, y'all. That is the goal for today, is 20 likes in the stream. So we can do that with all y'all. And subscribe to the channel. If you're sitting here and you're not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. We are trying to hit 3,000 subscribers. Also, send a super chat to support. Drop your thoughts in the comment section about all this news that has come out today. Again, Commanders had Saturday practice today because the game is on Monday Night Football. So all I know is I don't want Marshawn. Let him score on my team. Yeah, I mean, as long as he's not on my team, I'm happy. But I just know that nobody wants to trade for him. Nobody wants to trade for him. I promise you that. Nobody's trading for Marshawn Lattimore. When we're making trades, do not put him in any trade conversations because nobody wants to trade for him. I promise you that. Nobody wants to trade for Marshawn Lattimore. You think that other teams don't see what he's doing with us this year? Nobody wants to trade for him. So, and while I want BTJ, don't get me wrong, it's not happening. I just don't feel like it's happening. So, but I would love for it to happen. I will say that. Would love to get BTJ, but it's not happening. And I think the report is fake anyway. So, but they are back. Deebo and Terry are back. And so I'm very excited about this, man. Uh, he was the gym. What would you do with Lattimore? At the end of the year, release him, right? You're not going to trade him. If somebody wants to trade for him, yes, I'm trading all day. But release him, right? He's a liability. How do you know game not even played yet? Washington is 2-0 in the AFC West, and Marcus loves playing in Kansas City. Plus, Washington has victory, upsetting a great team. You looking to Seahawks and counting out our team. Listen, ask anyone else around the fan base. Do they think we have a shot to win this game? And they will tell you the same response that I have. And I don't mean to be negative, but and I want us to win, obviously, but I just don't feel like that's the case. That's just how my brain works. I don't think we have a chance. So, listen, AP can get it done if he's out there. Never doubt out AP. That's one thing for sure. Don't doubt out AP. Don't doubt AP. But that's, I mean, it just feels like we're just gonna have to release Lattimore. I don't think anybody would trade for him unless they're in desperate need. If you was the GM, what would you do with Lattimore? I think you already asked me that. I think I would just release him, right? I hope Giants beat the Eagles for sure, man. We need it. We need it. But then see if this happens though, then you have the Giants coming for your spot in the division, and we're looking at last place. Even though we already beat the Giants, so AP would pull a move like draft day movie. Well, I don't know, man. But we're trying to get to 20 likes in the stream, y'all. I need all of y'all in here to smash that like button and make sure you click that subscribe button. If we have any new people in here that never usually watch my content, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, and then make sure you send a super chat. Click the target button with the 0 out of 1 on it to send a super chat. That's how you're going to directly support this channel. Keep it going. But I've definitely heard a lot of BTJ talk. Like I've seen people even make videos on Brian Thomas Jr. So apparently it does have a lot of smoke on it. Man, I just feel like that would be awesome for us to get him. And you know Jaden and Brian Thomas Jr. They love each other. They are perfect for each other. But I just don't think AP does it. I just don't think AP does it, man. I don't see it happening. You know what? I'll probably make a video about that later. I will probably make a video about that Brian Thomas Jr. trading for him later, honestly. And we'll reunite. We'll talk about how, reuniting Jaden with Brian Thomas Jr., what that can mean for the team. Yeah, I'll probably have a video out about that later. So just keep an eye for that. But appreciate y'all for joining me on this Saturday afternoon. I really hope Duran Payne goes. We now know that Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel will play on Monday night. We know that Jaden Daniels will not play. We know that Colson Yankoff will not play. But I really hope Duran Payne ends up going for this team. But I'm glad to have my guys back, man. I know a lot of people hate on Terry McLaurin. They blame him for everything. But I'm glad to have my guys back. Terry's my guy. I love that dude. I love Deebo. So glad to have them all back. And, if there's a positive for Monday night, it's that we get to watch those guys. I think if we had Marcus out there and if we had still terrible trash receivers out there, then it would suck. But there's going to be a little bit of entertainment because of those guys being out there. And so we'll get to see those guys out there. Cliff's going to scheme it up for him. I don't doubt that. I know Cliff will have something for him. So I'm very excited just to see how they do. I think it's hard to judge our corners only because we have to pass rush. In my opinion, it's fairly easy to judge our cornerbacks because I think they suck in my opinion. So I don't really know where you're coming from there, man. But yeah, I know we have a lack of pass rush as well, though. Hear me out. Savage at strong safety, Percy Butler at free safety, Quan at the nickel, Mikey at outside cornerback, Luvu at the edge rusher, Lattimore on the bench, McGee starting next to Bobby. Hold up. I got to make sure y'all smash that like button. Okay, if you have not done so, we're trying to get to 20 likes in the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're sitting here and you're not subscribed. Make sure you do that to support this channel. Let's get to this comment, though. So this is a lot. Savage at strong safety. I'm not mad at it. He's been really good. So you could throw him out there. Percy Butler at free safety. Percy Butler's just really not good at coverage, though. That's the problem with that. But you want to try all this, you can. Quan at the nickel, I don't know how that would work. He could play a cornerback spot, but and they did that during the offseason, but he can't play the nickel spot. Quan cannot play at nickel. I think all of us here are very aware that Quan cannot play at the nickel spot. So Mikey Samerstow at outside cornerback. Again, I told y'all this before, and I love Mikey, right? His legs are too short to play on the outside. He can't keep up with those guys. We saw it with Jamar Chase last year. So I just don't think he would fit at outside cornerback. I don't think he would be any better at outside cornerback, right? Back to the Quan thing though, like Quan, and I think Quan's played nickel before in his life. Like Quan probably in college played nickel. Probably Quan in the offseason for the Commanders has played at nickel. But I don't think that's the best fit for him now. And is he really prepared to play nickel in the NFL? It's a whole different level. But I mean, he's played it before, so I don't know. Luvu edge rusher, they're going to do that more. A lot of more bench. McGee starting next to Bobby. I'm fine with the end, right? But again, there's a lot of stuff they had to figure out there. So maybe they do some of those. Like they're going to go ahead and put Luvu at edge rusher. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to put McGee out there next to Bobby. But all this other stuff, I don't know if that comes to fruition. But I love the thinking, right? I'll be honest, I would trade Terry for BTJ. Sure. Right? Who wouldn't? I would trade Terry for BTJ all day. Put him with Jaden Daniels. Are you serious? We'd have our long-term wide receiver. You probably wouldn't have to draft one. Yes, I would do that all day. Here's the problem with that. Would the Jags do that? No, they probably wouldn't trade for Terry McLaurin. So, but I would do that all day. Turnovers, how will we upset Kansas City? Again, I'm putting Kansas City on upset alert. If we get turnovers at the right time, there could be a shot. I'll tell you that. Tell me that wouldn't fix a lot of problems with pieces we already have. Sure, some of those would fix problems. Quan cannot play nickel. That's what I said. I don't think he could play nickel. He played nickel in college. What do you mean? Listen, I told you, and I just said that. I told you that he probably played it in college and stuff, but I don't. The NFL is a different level. That's what I'll say about that. But make sure you smash that like button. Let's get to 20 likes in the stream, y'all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are in here and you're not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and then click that like button on today's stream. 45 years, Washington fan. This 2-game losing streak is not anything. Has anyone lived through Dan Snyder? The problem with this 2-game losing streak is that the injuries have really killed us. That's like the injuries have just killed us. That's the problem with the 2-game losing streak. If we were fully healthy, sure, there's no problem. We're 3-4. You can easily make a comeback. We just don't have a lot of our guys out there. Terry lost fans for acting like a diva. Joe Witt never on the sideline with the defense. Wagner and Lattimore trash. Where do we start? Those are all problems. And it definitely sucks. But they're going to have to find a way to work those out if they want a shot. So, yes, since RG3 was drafted, I've been a fan. There was John Riggins, Clinton Portis, Chris Thompson, Jordan Reed, Prime, D'Angelo. Those are all great players. Those are all great players. So, yeah, that's a good thought there. You spelled Cheifs wrong on the title. Did I? Did I? Oh man. Let's see. Chiefs. Oh yeah, I did spell. I think I spelled it like that for the watch party. I think I spelled it like that, and for the post game stream, I spelled it like that. So I'll have to go through and fix those. My bad. Terry's better than BTJ. BTJ is dropping passes left and right. Yes, he does drop a lot of passes. Here's the problem. And I know you said age aside. That's the problem. He's 30 years old, and he seems to be more injury prone now, does Terry. But Terry is better than Brian Thomas Jr. I'll say that, but he's younger. You could have your guy for the future. Even if you do Terry for BTJ, you could probably get a pick and BTJ. So I'd do that, man. I don't know if the Jags would, though. We don't need wide receivers. We have 2 draft picks that we need to develop. Jalen Lane has the potential to be Terry 2.0. Jalen Lane's a slot wide receiver. So I don't know where you're coming from with that. But all right. If Lattimore don't better don't does better, I'll have gray hairs by the time the season is over. He's not going to improve. I'll tell you that. He's not. I just don't see any room for him to improve. He's so bad. So make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's get to 20 likes in the stream. Y'all subscribe to the channel if you're in here and you're not subscribed. Make sure you send a super chat. You can click the target button with a 0 out of 1 on it to send a super chat. That's how you're going to directly support the channel. Tell me I'm lying. You might be lying. I'm not going to lie. What's going on, my guy, Michael? Yeah, Cheifs is a weird one. It's the exception to the rule of before except after C. Yeah, it's a weird one. I agree. I agree with that comment. For sure. He's too short on the inside too, though. He's better on the inside, though. Like that's what slot, like Igbenogany, Jonathan Jones, like that's what slot guys are. They're shorter guys. So no, he's not. But he does need to improve his game on the inside. He's too short for the outside, I believe. Lane and Luke would never be hashtag wide receiver 1, probably never 2. Luke could be a 2. Jalen Lane could be a 2. But yeah, I think you're right. Like, I don't like someone said Jalen Lane is Terry 2.0. That's not the case at all, right? That is not the case at all, in my opinion. So I just don't. He's not, right? So we'll see. We will see. That's Adam Peters' fault. And Ron Rivera. We wasted a third on a fullback / tight end. We did, right? We did waste that. Ben Sinnott pick was awful, but I mean, people make mistakes. GMs make mistakes. So just gonna have to move past that because Sinnott's not the answer, obviously. So just gonna have to move past that, I guess. Man, everybody on my timeline is talking about Brian Thomas Jr., bro. Oh my gosh. Everybody's talking about Brian Thomas Jr. to the Commanders. Oh man. I mean, is there a chance? Is there a chance? Are you telling me there's a chance, man? Because we could trade for BTJ. That'd be awesome. But let's talk about the receivers we have now. Obviously, we're getting Terry and Deebo back. We're getting Terry and Deebo back for Monday Night Football. That has been confirmed. I think Deebo is going to have a solid game. I think Terry is going to have a solid game as well. Terry has a 1,000-yard season to chase. Terry has a 1,000-yard season to chase. That's what he has to chase. So, there's gotta be some type of hope for Mclaurin, that he can get to 1,000 yards, man, because he's coming back and there's a lot of football left to be played. He's got to go out there and go perform. That's what I'll say. He's got to go out there and go perform. So, Lamar Jackson has just been ruled out for the Ravens game. By the way, I just saw that notification come through. Great wide receivers come out of every year in the draft. Just keep Terry and draft his replacement later. They grow on trees. Yeah, they now they set up Terry's contract to where they can get out of it after this year, but they're gonna keep Terry, right? We know that they're gonna keep Terry, and they're gonna keep him. And yes, I'd be fine with that. Keep Terry, draft his replacement. Keep Deebo, and like, we're going to have to do something with Noah Brown. We're going to have to do something with some of these other guys too. But yeah, I like that idea. I like that philosophy. I definitely like that idea. Wrong. If Terry gets dealt, it will be for defensive help. It could be, right? I'm not opposed to that. They need a lot of defensive help. Yeah, you could do a lot of different trades with Terry. You could do a lot of different things with Terry, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm not gonna, deny that. I think they could do a lot of different things with Terry. Make sure y'all smash that like button, though. Let's get to 25 likes on the stream, y'all. Smash that subscribe button if you are not subscribed to join this channel. And then make sure you send a super chat to support. Any super chat helps out a lot, man. I'm going to make a video later about Brian Thomas Jr. and if we should trade for him, if we should not. I will make a video for that later. I have decided. So yeah, we'll do that later. That'll come out 4 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock. We'll see. Terry's not coming to practice made me so mad. Paid him, then he got hurt. All I needed to see. Certainly, it makes you frustrated, him not coming to practice. But I think he had a job to do. I think he had a job to do, and that was to get his money, get his contract. Because, and yes, he was asking for way too much money, but you have to go out there and fight for yourself, man. You have to fight for your worth. At the time of the offseason, Terry was a top 10 receiver at the time of the offseason. He has to fight for his money. And she shouldn't have been asking for that much money, but you got to fight for it. So, you got to do what you got to do. So, in my opinion, but yeah, him getting hurt, it's frustrating. It's frustrating, man. But especially because he didn't listen to the analytics, right? Terry didn't listen to the analytics of Adam Peters. Adam Peters told Terry, after the age of 30, you're more injury prone. And Terry didn't listen. He said, I've never been hurt. I'm not going to get hurt. And he got hurt. Soft tissue injuries. Soft tissue injuries happen when you sit out. So that's the part that's frustrating for me. But I'm not going to blame, like, what I see people doing, and it's ridiculous, honestly. Why are people blaming Terry for Jaden getting hurt? Why are people blaming Terry for Deebo getting hurt? Why are people blaming Terry for Dietrich getting hurt? Why are people blaming Terry for Austin Eckler getting hurt? It just makes no sense. But it's certainly the whole Terry situation is frustrating from Adam Peters and Terry McLaurin. Terry isn't going for defensive help. You have a young franchise quarterback. You put weapons around him, not remove them without replacing. That's a good point. That's a good point. But there was talks in the offseason, like Terry for Trey Hendrickson and stuff like that. So I just don't, nobody really knows. At the end of the day, nobody really knows. So, yeah, nobody knows what they're going to do. Nobody knows what they want to do. So, yeah, you never know. You never know what they could do. And ultimately, they might not even trade him. Like, we're talking about trades that they might not even trade him, ultimately. So, you know. But make sure y'all get me to 22 likes. We have 22 people in here right now, so we should have over 20 likes on the stream, y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button as well if you're in here and you're not subscribed. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday afternoon. Other than Payne, who's worth trading? Plus, we can't afford giving up draft picks. Great point. Payne is the only guy that they may trade. Brandon Coleman, too. There's some guys that they could trade. Also, yeah, the draft picks, that's a great point. Like, they just don't have enough draft capital, in my opinion. They don't have enough draft capital. So I just feel like they're not going to make any trades. I think, like Nikki Javala says, I think that they're just going to let this season go how it goes. I don't think they're going to make any trades this season, but they're going to make some in the offseason, as always, right? That's what you have to do, man. You still have Jaden on a rookie contract in the offseason, so you're still going to go out there and see any in-season trades happening. I just don't. That's just my opinion. Terry isn't going anywhere. I've seen no decline in him. He's going to be huge in the second half of the season. I hope so. Like, I'm with you on that. I really do hope so. I really have high hopes for Terry. I really hope he does really well, man. But because I need to see that, right? I need to see that. I need to see my guy Terry, go out there and show out. But I don't know. Can never be for sure, man. Maybe he just stays because he was not good starting the season. Week 1 through 3, he was not good. So you never know. But I feel like we are going to see a Terry get back. That's what I feel like. So, I certainly hope that's the case. I certainly hope that is the case because, man, I love my guy Terry. But it'd be interesting to see, what the team thinks about Terry at this point. Like, they probably hate Terry. They probably are like, man, we tried to tell you were going to get injured, But I don't know. I can't tell you for sure what they were thinking. So let me see this comment section. Make sure y'all smash that like button if you have not done so. I don't think most fans realize Terry has never had a major injury and had 3 missed games prior to this injury. Why would he not bet on himself? Why would he say, yeah, I'll be injured when he hasn't? That's also you guys are bringing great points today. I'm not going to lie. That's a great point. I mean, Why would he? But the reason he might is because, and he's not going to say I'm going to get injured, but the reason Adam Peters said he would is because he's going to be over 30 after the contract's done. That's the problem there. So, yeah, you just look at the analytics and you have to make a guess, and the guess was that he was going to get hurt by Adam Peters, and he did. So, if Jaden hits him on the wide open bomb in week 1, it looks different. If he finishes the Raiders game, he probably has a huge game. Another great point by you guys, man. That deep bomb week 1, I was at the week 1 game. I was literally at the week 1 game and I watched that deep bomb. Man, that was disappointing. Like, we were like, Terry, we were screaming Terry, and he missed him. It is a whole different conversation. You're right. You are right about that. If you need a receiver to get to the 3-yard line, Terry's your guy. He always gets tripped up. He always gets tripped up, man. Respectfully, Terry definitely lost his fans. He has to prove. Yeah, he definitely did. He lost most of the fan base, so he has to go out there and prove. You my dog. Hey, appreciate you, man. You my dog as well. Like, I see you in every live. What's Big E's my dog, man. You already know. With a lot of confidence with my Commanders. Have a great weekend. Love to revisit when Washington puts this win away on Monday. Yeah, I'll be doing Big E, I want you to know I'll be doing a watch party that'll start at 7 o'clock on Monday night. And then after the watch party, we'll immediately, directly following the game on Monday night, I'll do a post-game stream as always. I hope to catch you Monday, Big E. Good to have you here. Yeah, you my dog, man. So good to have a day one in the chat as always. Yeah, you met on Monday. Yeah, I see it. So Terry and Deebo are back, though. That's the whole reason we joined. Terry and Deebo are back. And then Jaden Daniels is out, and Daron Payne is probably going to be out. If I had to make a guess, Daron Payne would be out. So, sucks, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That's going to be a lack of pressure, a lack of being able to force turnovers, right? Because Daron Payne he's so good at getting his hands up, batting the ball down, getting to the quarterback. He's so good at so many different things. So it sucks that we're probably not going to have him. I've been saying this. Terry's going to have a career game Monday, and y'all can quote me. All right, man. All right. If I see you after the game on the post-game stream and he doesn't, I'm gonna hold you accountable. But yeah, I hope you're right. I hope you're right about that, man. The Chiefs are 4-3, 1 game better than us, and everyone acts like they are unbeatable. The problem with that statement though is like, they're 4-3 because they lost their first few games, right? And yes, they lost to a Chargers team we beat. But first off, we're not very healthy. We don't have Jaden Daniels, right? Second off, the defense is worse from the start of the season when we beat the Chargers. And then third, the Chiefs are hitting their stride. The Chiefs have Rashee Rice back, and they are hitting their stride at the right time. They're hitting their stride at the right time. There's no denying that. So, I hope that they are beatable. I hope that we can look at them as beatable. I'm sure Monday, throughout the day Monday, I'll be saying we can beat the Chiefs, but I just don't see it happening. That's just my opinion. I just feel like for us, they are unbeatable without Jaden. That's what I feel like. But again, that's just me. That's just my opinion. So definitely feels like we see the Chiefs just go out there and win this game Monday night. But again, I don't know. I hope that, if Daron Payne goes, that'll give us a shot. Terry and Deebo are already going, as I said. If everybody else is healthy, we might have a shot. At least we have our guys. Looking at the injury report yesterday was very, very encouraging looking at that injury report because there was only 5 guys on the injury report yesterday. So it was encouraging to see that. Terry and Deebo, anything can happen. They're not invincible. Facts. Again, if you have Terry and Deebo both go for 100 yards, which again, that's probably not going to happen. But if you have those guys both go for 100 yards, there is a shot. There's no denying that. So we need them to have that type of game though. But make sure y'all smash that like button on the stream if you have not done so. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to join this channel. Love to have all new members on board, man. Send a super chat to support. Any super chat helps out a lot, man. They beat the Raiders. We've also killed a disappointing Ravens team when Lamar got hurt. The Giants with Russ. I'm favoring them, obviously, but it won't be easy for them. Yeah, that's obviously we think they're gonna win. But I just hope we keep it close, and I just hope that we make it a tough game for them. And we keep it close. We make it a tough game. We put them on their heels. Like, I don't want to be the Raiders. I don't want to have Patrick Mahomes sitting out in the fourth quarter against us. I want to make Patrick play the whole entire game. I want to make it tough for them, man. That's what I want to do. The trenches, we have to win and run Bill to the edge more. Yeah, that's what I said. The Bill, you can't keep running Bill up the middle. At some point, teams have figured that out. So you have to pitch it to him on the outside. Cliff, do something different. Pitch it to him on the outside, or a stretch play where you just stretch it to the outside. Like, find new ways to get Bill the ball and don't just make it up the middle. Right? That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do, man. So yeah, I agree. Wait, is Sam playing Monday? Sam Cosme. Yes, Sam Cosme will play. Because even though that Dallas game was horrible, he looked good. Jaden had enough time to cure cancer with Sam in the trenches. Yeah, he's going to play. I know Sam was on the injury report. Sam's going to play in that game. I don't think there's anything major there. I said this yesterday. The Chiefs don't move me. Don't lose faith. I'm trying not to, but the Chiefs are hitting their stride right now. The Chiefs are for sure hitting their stride right now. So you just never know, But you just never know. The NFL is week to week. We could lose the Cowboys 44-22 and then come back and beat the Chiefs. Like, it's just such a week to week thing. It's such a week to week league that you just never know. So I hope that we go out there and have a great game and force them to reevaluate themselves, right? But ultimately, the biggest game, the only game that matters of the next two is the Seahawks. The Seahawks game, that thing matters, man. The Seahawks game is that's where you're gonna have to make your money. That's where you're gonna have to go out there and win. You have to go out there and win versus the Seattle Seahawks. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to go out there and win versus the Seattle Seahawks. You have to. So that's the game that really matters. But I'm just glad to have my guys back, Terry and Deebo, man. I'm just glad to have them back. Glad to be able to celebrate those guys being back. And I hope they have big games. So we'll see what they do ultimately. Bill is a great outside runner. I don't know why Cliff thinks Bill is Adrian Peterson and try to run him up the middle every time. He doesn't have those Adrian Peterson cutbacks. So yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to design something different, create something different. You're just gonna have to do something different. Ultimately, that's what you're gonna have to do. Something different to help him run, because that's gonna be a big key to victory in this game. You're gonna have to run the football in this game. That's gonna be a big key to victory. But if any of y'all are in here and you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We're one subscriber away from 2,580 subs. So help me reach that goal, man, and smash that like button on the stream today. Thank you all for joining me on this Saturday afternoon. Again, I'll probably have a video up later talking about Brian Thomas Jr., if we should or shouldn't trade for him, and what that would mean for the Commanders. So yeah, we'll see if they should trade for him. With them both back, Mclaurin and Deebo, back be hard to stack the boxes. That's what we get lost with those two in presence. Respect. Those are two legends, Terry and Deebo. Those are two legends, man. So you're just glad to have them back, because you feel like those guys, if they go off, if they do what they normally do, we have a chance. We have a chance. But again, they're going to have to pop off. They're going to have to have a great game. So, and Marcus is going to have to just be feeding them the ball over and over and over again. That's what's going to have to happen in this game. But we'll see. We will see if Marcus can get them the ball, man, because it's going to have to happen. But yeah, so excited for him, man. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Make sure you all click the like button on the way out. I need y'all to all smash that like button on the way out. Um, Man, I will have a BTJ Brian Thomas Jr. video out in a few. So I'll go work on that video immediately after this. Make sure y'all click the like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. And make sure you go check out the video later about Brian Thomas Jr. Should we trade for him? Should we not? But for right now, you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Again, I'll see you in a few for that video next time.